and gentlemen, to round number 10, season 1 for the French Grand Prix. Bonjour, ça va? Merci. Obviously. Today is the French Grand Prix, and yeah, we've just come off the back of an amazing second place at the Canadian Grand Prix in Montreal. Also, we took the fastest lap now at the last two Grand Prix in a row, which I'm not saying is anything great or outstanding, but it's still a small achievement, and we've got to take our victories where they come this season, of course, and that's exactly what I'm doing, taking my victories where they come. So yeah, round number 10 for the French Grand Prix. Let's get into FP1. Let's hopefully have a decent first practice session of the weekend, and hopefully we can, do a bit of decent business, get the resource points we require, okay, and hopefully that will help the car be upgraded for future Grand Prix to come. I can't believe that obviously the French Grand Prix is round number 10 this year. It's so weird because French Grand Prix last year was round number 8, so for it to be like round number 10 this year feels a bit weird. It's like 2 rounds late, if you know what I mean. Same time of year. Anyway, we're going to get into FP1. FP1, I believe, is going to be wet. So, yeah, that obviously is going to be a bit unrepresentative of the weekend to come, I presume. However, neither here or there. We're still going to do FP1. Because we need resource points. And, yeah, I probably do need a bit of experience also driving in wet conditions, because I don't really do much wet racing on this game, to be honest. So to get a little bit of experience in the rain probably will help us. Anyway, first we're gonna get on with the obviously the track acclimatization program. Just need to adjust the camera, and yeah, this is obviously we hope to get full resource points here. Obviously, I don't know whether it'll be easier in the rain, because obviously to get full resource points, surely it should be a little bit easier, on the basis you don't have to open the DRS. That's one less objective to do, and I imagine the apex speeds will be a bit slower. You know what I mean? So therefore we should effectively, I'd argue, have less work to do. So going through first 2 gates quite nicely. So at this rate, we're certainly no longer getting the purple on this lap, because, almost flat that was. Almost flat. Reason why I wanted to see whether that was flat or not, just give us an idea how much grip we've got. Obviously, I'm not too sure whether this circuit will suit our car or not this weekend. It's a bit probably more 50-50. I don't think it'll suit our car as much as some other circuits, but I don't think we're going to be uncompetitive here. We should still have decent pace as we.
Good. Now let's try for purple. You'll get a bonus for consistency if you can chain good corners together.
commence on this second lap. So far, this, well, has been the perfect lap according to this. Until that gate there. But so far, we are on track for the full resource points. Small lift. That's purple resource points in there. So yeah, that obviously went okay. So you know, I'm rather satisfied with that.
It's tempting to focus entirely on the race, but we should put a bit of time aside to run the qualifying sim program. Try to run it before the end of FP3 if you can.
So, second flying lap, obviously. The track seems to be drying slightly.
We need to be sure you can manage the tyres through a lap, so try to keep the wear down through each corner. Be especially careful accelerating on corner exit.
So this is obviously the time management program. Now, actually, just a little secret to those who are new to the game. If you ever want to get full resource points, I advise you to do your practice programs, especially some of them, in the wet. And the reason why I advise you that, even though you're probably not going to get relevant data, or relevant sort of, like, you know, information from it, however, what you do get is full resource points. And reason why, because you can control stuff a little bit better. Plus, the lap time delta, as you'll see, is lower expectation. You see? So, with that lower expectation, on terms of lap time, obviously it's easier to beat your like delta that the game is setting for you. So obviously, hence why I say your best bet is actually to, you know, probably do some of this stuff. And in fact, I'm probably, you know, I think we're gonna come in here because it looks awfully dry. I'm coming in, yeah. I'm not even.
Okay, this is a quali sim.
I'm not even gonna go on the inters here for this one. I think we need a set of the dries here because yeah, the track's basically dried out. So, you know, there's no point of continuing on the inters. So this is our first dry lap time run, if you know what I mean. Like, so far all the lap times that have been done have been on, well, the intermediate tyre. So this is first lap we'll do on the dry tyre. Obviously not sure how the tyre's gonna respond though to the track. So yeah, we're looking rather good on this lap. Obviously I suspect we're gonna smash that lap delta that the game's asking me to do. The reason why I suspect we're gonna smash it, based on the fact track is a lot drier now compared to what the game actually thinks.
Test complete, and that was a very good job indeed.
So
valuable information out of that.
There we go then. That's our lap completed. Now we're gonna go straight into qualifying for the French Grand Prix, obviously. And yeah, hopefully qualifying will be good. That's my aim anyway. You never know though. But yeah. Obviously, lap times, I think, in that first practice session, even though we're 9th, I think they're very unrepresentative of actually the true lap times that you're going to see in qualifying, because, to be honest, the track, even when we did that lap, was a little bit slippery, you could argue, a bit greasy. Which means, like, we certainly didn't get the optimal performance out of the tyres, but obviously, come qualifying, I reckon we'll be up there. I don't know whether, well, I reckon we'll certainly be top 10. Probably 7th is where we want to aim for. In terms of how far up we're going to be, like, you know, are we going to be competing with our teammate or where we're going to be competing? I think that's going to be the bigger of the two questions, really. But we will see. We will see how far up the grid we're going to be competing or who we're going to be racing today. Last time we were on par with the Ferraris, really, just about. And I say just about because, like, you know, it was very narrow. I think, you know, it was really me just extracting the best from the car that we had, rather than actually the car was actually probably a worthy podium contention. But obviously Charles Leclerc went into the back of a safety car, which effectively cost him, you know, P1 for a short while, but then obviously got us immediately back like 5 laps after we took the lead or something like that. And yeah, it was really an error from Charles Leclerc that really gave him that race win. If he never made that error, I do wonder whether or not he would have stayed out under the safety car period, or whether or not actually he would have still came in. I would have loved to see what would have happened if Charles Leclerc didn't crash into the back of a safety car. However, he did crash into the back of a safety car, so we got that result where Charles Leclerc decided to box under the safety car period, and obviously effectively as a net result that gave Charles Leclerc his first, I believe, win of the season or something like that. So yeah, Charles Leclerc really got lucky in terms of a safety car. But apart from that, he still had decent pace. He was certainly, I'd say, on track for a podium. So we're on our out lap here. One of Ferrari's is just behind me. Not sure which one as of yet. I think it's Leclerc. Oh no, Vettel. So obviously just letting Vettel through, because I don't really like how fast the AI go on their out laps. I think the AI go a bit too fast for my liking on the out lap. I don't know what you guys think. Personally, I've never seen a Formula 1 car go that fast on an out lap. I know Formula 1 cars usually go quite slow on out laps to protect and save the tyres. Anyway, we head into the final sector now. Open up DRS, and across start finish line we go. So first sector is now complete, 22.4. All about getting exit off that corner, then down the straight, keep the car to the right, because really you don't want to be heading left here. You want to keep car just close as you can to that white line without really touching the curbs too much down that straight. And keep the car left through the shin curb. Flat out, easy. As we head now into the final half of the lap. To be honest, I don't understand why people don't like this circuit. I like it, personally, myself. I think it's got a really nice flow to it. Like, I don't understand. I know it's not great for racing, but I think, you know, it's a nice circuit. I will say that. I think the criticism of this circuit is a bit unfair. Anyway, Vettel right now top of timesheets with a 1:29, I believe, 6. Hamilton second, ourselves third. Stroll is fourth. So yeah, not looking as competitive as the Canadian Grand Prix, but we're certainly still up there. We're ahead of our teammate once again. Not sure how many times we've qualified ahead of our teammate now. This must be a handful of times. I believe Verstappen or Bottas, I think, went quickest just a moment ago. So, you know, Ricciardo right now in P6. We're dropping down the order slowly, but not massively. We're in P4. Norris now splits the two of us racing points as he goes up into 5th. So, yeah, the lap is looking okay. Looked like our first lap wasn't bad. Not sure if there's more time to still extract out of the car, you know, but we will see. Probably is, like, you know, because I feel it was a bit of a conservative first lap in the car. I don't feel like we had a mega lap, but I don't feel it was a bad lap either. Like, it was just an average, you know, banker first lap, you know, like a lap good enough to get us where we should be, but probably not a lap where we're exceeding the car limits, if you know what I mean. Like, we haven't really extracted, I don't feel, the most out of the car yet, but we'll see what takes place in hopefully the next final flying lap. And hopefully, look, I think we're probably talking just outside top 6 here once again, probably P7. If we can beat Albon, I think that'll be probably the best we can do. So yeah, right now we're about half a second off the pace exactly, off the best lap time of Valtteri Bottas, and yeah, we're way ahead of our teammate. So actually, even though I say it was conservative, if I was conservative, well, you know what, we're looking pretty decent actually. Then maybe our paces. I didn't feel it was a great lap. Maybe it was just others did worse laps, I'm not too sure. And we've actually missed the cutoff point through simming it too fast. So yeah, we're just gonna have to now sim it and accept what we get. You know what? I think we're looking okay anyway. P6. We'll take that. So we didn't do a second lap then there. I just simmed it a bit too fast and mistimed it, so we didn't have the opportunity to go out for a second flying lap. But obviously I believe it was Bottas on pole. We take 6th again. Let's jump into media. So, are we happy with where we are on the grid? Of course I am, because it's P6. It's probably where the car should be anyway. Nope, not really. So, there we go. So that's the short media interviews done with, of course. And yeah, overall, I'm happy with how that went. Went fairly decent overall. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it from my point of view. I think Stroll could have done better, not gonna lie, but look, it is what it is, and I'm not gonna complain overall, because he's still up there, he's still in the top 10, and yeah, so long we score good points, I think that's all that really matters, in my opinion. And I want Stroll to do well, and the reason why I want Stroll to do well isn't because, like, Stroll I like as a driver, but I want Stroll to do well because he is my teammate, and yeah, you know, I think it's nice if you do spur your teammate on a little bit. Like, obviously I don't want my teammate to be beating me, like, but I do want him to be competitive, so he is up there or thereabouts, you know, with me. So I do like when we're, you know, like, only split by very marginal difference. I don't really like it when there's about a second worth of difference, like, in terms of lap time between us. So, yeah.
All the way back in the inaugural race in 1906, but it was another 73 years before they could take their second, so they'll be pushing hard to delight the local fans here today. Mastering a lap of Paul Ricard means getting to know 15 corners, 6 left and 9 right, for an overall lap distance of 3.6 miles. The two halves of the long Mistral Straight are separated by a heavy braking potential overtaking hotspot at the chicane north. And watch out for the drivers running onto the distinctive coloured stripes, which are low in grip and highly abrasive. A warm welcome to Anthony Davidson, who's beside me in the commentary box today. Let's start with Racing Point. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within that team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do, and that's definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up.
So here we go then for the grid rundown.
Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas.
So Bottas is on pole, followed by Lewis Hamilton. So Mercedes front row lockout. Charles Leclerc third, fourth is Verstappen, fifth is myself, so we've been promoted. Sixth Albon, seventh Stroll, eighth Sainz, ninth Ocon, 10th Norris, 11th Ricciardo, 12th Grosjean, 13th Vettel, 14th Gasly. Raikkonen is in 15th, 16th is Giovinazzi, 17th I think it was Kvyat, and 18th Magnussen, then 19th and 20th is the two Williams at the back of the grid. So obviously we're ready for lights out once the game has loaded, I presume, which sometimes, I don't know why, it takes a while. Apparently there's been a patch, clearly then this hasn't been fixed, which is annoying because it just feels like, you know, but anyway, it's now loaded. So okay, that is interesting. A little bit of rain is predicted towards the end of the Grand Prix, so maybe around lap 10. I'm gonna take it around lap 10 roughly, but otherwise there shouldn't be really too many problems, so that could be quite interesting, especially towards the end of the race. If the rain is heavy enough, yeah, it could throw some intriguing issues into the mix, but otherwise I don't really expect it to do too much apart from that.
Make sure you get some heat into the brakes as well.
So here we go then on the formation lap as we prepare to start this French Grand Prix, round number 10 of the season 1. So
No rain expected. No rain expected for the time.
let's see what we can do today. Obviously we're starting 5th. 5th is where we started in the Canadian Grand Prix and we got a podium. But will we have similar fortunes today? I highly doubt it, but you never know. Tyres are pretty warm now. So, grid now been reformed as we prepare to start this race. Round number 10. So, in a sec, 5 red lights will light up and will be set, ready, and will go for the French Grand Prix as the last car pulls into its grid box as the lights begin to turn on, and it's 5 red lights. Lights out, and away we go then for the French Grand Prix. It's been an okay start, but a very long hold, and actually we're getting now swarmed by our teammate and by Albon down into the first corner. A little bit of contact between myself and Esteban Ocon then, as we get a decent exit though out of turn 2, as we head down into turn 3. And yeah, not a great start overall. Not gonna, you know, upsell that one. Like, we're down already a couple positions already off the start, so we've got some ground to make up then here, as we're gonna possibly be again on the back foot here going into the chicane through turn 9. So yeah, not a good start then there for ourselves. We're down to P8 after the first lap, as we head through turn 10 flat out then there, of course, into turn 11. Then 12 shortly comes at you. So let's try and find our feet in this race. Let's quickly roll, hopefully onto the back of Esteban Ocon then here, and yeah, just make light work of them, you know, and sort of pick them off one by one. But yeah, not a good start. But we sort of got swarmed by a teammate there and Albon, which compromised my run quite a bit. Then we had to go quite defensive overall, as this time Ocon looking a bit more out of shape, as we will head back onto the straight.
Right, we need to get past here. Use overtake. Use overtake.
And the thing is, we gotta be, well, I wanna sort of break away from those behind me, and I wanna sort of also catch my teammate and break away from him, and if possible just try and break away a little bit, because we do have the pace. I think that's very clear. As we're gonna go up the inside. Can we hold the position? Ocon gonna be there, but we do manage to hold that one very nicely then. So lap 2, and we're back up into 7th. So now starting to pick them off a little bit, and now we're starting to show our true pace in the racing point. So Lance Stroll is next, my obviously teammate, who had a very, very good start, I will say that. Fair enough. We both respected each other. So Lance Stroll, just hope he doesn't really put up too much resistance here, even though I don't think we're going to be close enough to make a serious move. So I'm going to be careful. Don't force this move a little bit, because, you know, obviously it's my teammate, and yeah, I don't want to take out my teammate. So I'll just wait a little bit. Obviously, I always say, rule number 1 in Formula 1, never hit your teammate. And that's what we're going to make sure we don't do here. As we get a good exit, I think we should be able to get Lance. as we go round the outside. And that's a nice move on Lance Stroll. Next up is Alex Albon, and we are looking actually quicker than the Red Bull driver. So next lap we should be boxing. So rain ETA 15 minutes. Obviously I am going to come in regardless, because no point of staying out. But yeah, we're looking good here. Like, we're certainly looking a lot quicker than Albon. So 5th should be on the cards. So this should be our best lap overall.
We're boxing this lap. Give us the best.
And yes, it is. So Albon will have his mirrors full of our 2019 Racing Point Mercedes. As we give it DRS, but we're not close enough right now to make a move down the straight. Need to be a little bit closer. Probably need to be within half second coming off that straight to start with, but we're certainly a lot closer actually out of here. Probably the closest we've been to any of all the cars, as we go flat out through turn 10 into turn 11. Run a little bit wide, get a bit understeer. Either way, we're going to come in this lap, so yeah, we're boxing as we peel off into the pit lane. So in we come to make our first stop of the day, and our only stop of the day, because it's a 13 lap race. And we actually do hold up, obviously, Max Verstappen then there a little bit, so he'll be a bit annoyed with that. Hopefully we don't get hold. Come on, I want to go. That was a bit annoying.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
Right, so we've probably done there, and we've just cut the corner there, but we're okay. But we probably need to gain about a second or two if we want to make the undercut strategy work, which I do. The car getting a bit wheel spin, tyres are a bit fresh and cold. And Ricciardo getting within that second now, which I don't really like when a car's within a second of me, because it means they get benefit of the tow, benefit of DRS, benefit of everything basically.
Let's use overtake and burn some of this energy.
So teammates in the pits should come out in front of our teammate. The only thing is, just worried now whether Ricciardo will also come out in front of, you know, our teammate. That's probably my biggest worry now. We will see. it's going to be pretty easy on the exit actually. We're well clear of Albon. So Leclerc is next up the road, 4 seconds ahead of me.
Our gap to the car in front is 4.1 seconds.
There's Albon gonna be right on my tail going down this straight. The only thing is, I've just noticed Nicholas Latifi is in front of Charles Leclerc, holding up Charles Leclerc. As I was speaking, by the looks of it, Charles Leclerc has made a move on, obviously, Latifi, but yeah, I was about to say, that could have been absolutely brilliant for us, like, if Latifi held up Charles Leclerc just for a little longer than what he's done. Anyway.
The car behind has boxed for the mediums. Car behind on the medium tyre.
So we're up to 5th now. And we're starting to gap Alex Albon, who's a second behind me now. Made that 1.2. Soon as you get that gap obviously out to a second, obviously it does help because, well, to control stuff, because obviously you got less pressure. Which is beneficial. So our teammate has lost out big time. Not going to lie, like, he's lost out big time. Well, I think if we want to go for fastest lap, this is the lap to go for it.
Rain is forecast in just over 10 minutes time.
So I'm gonna just go for it now, just try and get fastest lap here.
4.1 seconds.
Let's see if we can do it or not. Hope we can. I'm gonna try and aim for it. It's worth a go. Oh, I think we may have just messed that attempt up. We'll soon see. We're now 4 times up on our best, but is that going to be enough to get the fastest lap of the race so far? I want to get it, but not sure if we will or we won't. We run to the line. Do we get fastest lap? Yes, we do.
The fastest lap of the race so far.
And there we go, fastest lap in the bank. And that's 1 extra point at the moment coming our way, which obviously, not saying that's gonna be huge, but yeah, it's nice. You know, instead of picking up like 10 points, we're picking up now 11, and
Laps of fuel remaining.
after doing the fastest lap, we've just binned it into the wall. We're gonna use a flashback, as yeah, I fancy to use one. So we're gonna use one, of course. And yellow flag, not sure what for.
Okay, clear.
Someone's out.
Gap to car in front is 3.7 seconds.
Or someone's injured. Not sure why. Carlos Sainz is out. Then there. So Carlos Sainz out of the race. Lap 10.
This pace is strong, but be aware your tyres need to go the distance. Hamilton's in first place.
So Hamilton's right now first. No surprise there really. Obviously Lewis Hamilton is driving a Mercedes. Like, we're driving a Mercedes as well, but last year's Mercedes, let's be honest. But yeah, no surprise Hamilton's in first. Or a Mercedes is in first. So, lap 12, and look like no rain is going to threaten the race, even though there was meant to be some rain due. Doesn't look like that rain is going to materialise. We're just going to turn up our engine mix, so to the end of the race really, just so we have a nice comfortable gap over Albon. Why not make it look even more horrible for Albon? And Verstappen now down to 4th as Leclerc does breeze past the Dutch racing driver. So, final lap and 5th place right now. It's been, well, one mistake all race long. Other than that, I don't know who's taken our fastest lap, certainly not Leclerc. But yeah, one mistake all race long, like overall. And apart from that, it's been a pretty flawless Grand Prix.
8 seconds. P5, you're in P5. Verstappen ahead. Our gap to the car in front is 3.8 seconds. They're on old hards. Albon behind. Okay, the gap behind is 1.9 seconds. They're on old mediums. Our gap to first place is 16.2 seconds. This is your final lap of the race.
So, Lewis Hamilton wins. And we come home in P5. Very good race then there today. Not a bad one. I'll take that indeed, you know. So, yeah, not a bad race then there indeed. I'll take that. Decent race. Toto Wolff though and Lewis Hamilton celebrate another victory. Very, very decent race from him indeed. Very, very nice. So yeah, can't really lie. They did a fabulous job, Mercedes, once again. No wonder why they're leading the drivers and constructors title. You can clearly see it even in the game. The dominance of that Mercedes. Absolutely dominant. But neither here or there. Let's see the podium celebration then for them.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations.
So, 1-2 for Mercedes, Hamilton, Bottas, Leclerc third, as you can see. As the champagne now is being sprayed, even though you can't really call it champagne in this game because it's a PEGI free. So the bottle of Fizzy Fizz is being sprayed. But no, you know, pretty decent then. And yeah, Hamilton takes fastest lap as well by quite some distance then there. In fact, when I say by quite some distance, only by 0.001 thousandths of a second. Very, very close between him and his teammate. Otherwise, yeah. So another decent result. We are now 11 points behind Charles Leclerc, who is in 5th. However, we've opened up the gap to Alex Albon then there. So yeah, you know, that's pretty decent. Our teammate a long away now behind us as well, along with Ricciardo. But yeah, our teammate's in 8th and so far we, you know, extend our lead over Renault, who are some 50 odd points behind us. So yeah, you know, not good for Renault. But we're a long way also behind Red Bull Racing. So quite a gap between us, then Renault, and between us and Red Bull. So yeah, otherwise, apart from that, that's then that. So we'll advance obviously to the HQ, the team HQ. We'll see what we can do, whether there's any upgrades. We'll advance the clock forward to obviously the next race, and we'll see what happens. In terms of rivalry, I think Leclerc will be quite comfortably beating us now. Like, obviously, which is a bit of a shame, because I would like to be a bit closer to Leclerc. I don't really want him to be smashing us in this situation, but yeah. And a few upgrades have failed by the looks of it, which is a bit of a oh no moment. In terms of driver rivalry, I'll just tell you what things look like in that between myself and Leclerc. Yeah, Leclerc beating us quite swiftly, 11-7. 5 races remaining though on that one, unless obviously Leclerc beats us more. Won't be changing anything. So R&D looks like 2 upgrades have failed, which yeah, I probably will wait till after, because yeah, they're just gonna miss out anyway. And we got then 2 weeks after Austria anyway, so we'll just wait till after that Grand Prix. Well, that's clock forward anyway, and yeah, next one will be Austrian Grand Prix. So thank you for watching. Come back to see next, well, probably Friday for the Austrian Grand Prix. Come back then and have a great day.